Wow, what an evening so far, and more to come. More to come. MoPoetry Phillips is a renowned voice, known for intensity, sincerity, and has performed in many, many venues around the world. Mo Poetry is a national spoken word artist who graduated from Northern Kentucky University in 2011 with a Bachelor of Arts in English. She is both the co founder of Regal Rhythms Poetry, LLC, which also curates Hit the Mic Cincy, Cincy's Open Mic. She's the founder of the nonprofit Arts Equity Collective, and she also facilitates weekly writing circles, empowerment workshops, summer camps, and events within the schools, colleges, corporations, jails, and prison systems to use her creativity to make learning fun and engaging. She also recruits artists to create empowerment and educational workshops. She is a force in the Cincinnati region. She is a voice, a heart, a soulful caller who brings us all together here tonight to hear her. And I'm so thankful that you've come here to speak with us.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate this. It is always an honor, no matter where I go and what I do. I take everything so seriously. That's why you saw me shuffling through papers, trying to figure out still to the last minute exactly what to do. But this first one is for Karen, actually. It makes me think of your hyphen poem. So this poem is genealogy. So it'll tell you a little bit about where I'm from. So I'm part city slick and from the sticks, comfort food and country confidence, Cumberland Gap and Gap Outlet, Chain Rock and Soul Train, WMIK Radio and John Coltrane. I'm part let's go into town, meaning just one place. To GPS on even to this day, and I've lived in Cincinnati for over 40 years. I'm part bring your empty jugs because we always take water back to bottled water and filters. I don't trust what comes out of that tap. I'm part, you better mind your business. Oh, you getting too big for your britches. Paper plates and good dishes. I'm part Cherokee, work hard, never charity. Part Corbin, Barbersville, Pineville. No, there it is, Middlesboro. Afro-Latino to a different world. First generation college student, Black girl. I'm part, always from these parts. You better treat people right. Never forget where you come from. Southern hospitality with a good heart. I'm always part. So I am a Appalachian poet. I am from Middlesboro, Kentucky, which many people don't have never even heard of, but very, very small town. Uh, you know, and this piece is also to commemorate where I'm from. And I call this in honor of my mother. My mother was avid fisherman. She loves to fish. My son is the same way too. And he did not grow up around lakes, but we have to always travel and find places for him to fish because he absolutely loves it. So this is in honor of my mother. It's the first beautiful day of spring, and the fishermen began to take their seat along the banks in first row orchestra formation. The lake is played like a harp from all the fishing line being cast and retrieved in the deep as the zings and plops play sweet melodies. The minnows and night crawlers that are hooked on the line listen to this classical concerto as they are made to wait for their demise. The birds provide the signal for the conductor to play faster during the next movement as motorboats begin to troll the river with bait hanging off the banks, off the back of their boat onto the banks. The snaggling of fish out of the water is nothing more than the conductor's baton moves swiftly upwards to pick up the pace of the melody. Opening and closing of tackle boxes provide the consistent beat from the bass drums, and all the lures provide the tinkling of the cymbals. Meanwhile, this outdoor concert gets applause along with the standing ovation from the sun. I've never seen a real orchestra that wasn't played on Norris Lake, the lake being the orchestra pit, and the mountains sit in the seat of the theater listening attentively with me. That is Norris Lake. If you ever get a chance to go to Norris Lake, please, please go. My next part, I am a teaching artist. I do a lot in the community, and I always teach, especially my students, that whenever you have a platform, make sure that you bring all of you into that space. So I will give a little bit of a trigger warning that I'm a domestic violence survivor. I'm a sexual assault survivor. I won't go too deep, but I will talk a little bit tonight about domestic violence. And a lot of the work that I do is with survivors. So especially this being Suicide Prevention Month, I want to make sure that I do honor that. And this is a little remake too. My mother always wanted to be she wanted to be a country singer of all things. But this is a remake of a Patsy Cline song to start this poem. Crazy, crazy for feeling so lonely. Honey, I'm crazy, crazy for feeling so blue. Crazy for feeling, crazy for dealing. I'm crazy for loving you. I remember dying because broken hearts don't beat. One hit felt like being stabbed as the blood rushed from my head to my feet. I was angry at myself for feeling defeat. But it's hard trying to move on and walk away when you have to leg press grief. I became enslaved, bound in chains, shot, dazed, lost track of days, lost myself in the worst way. I remember that year, I forgot my own birthday. I lost friends. They're single. Why would you want to hang with single friends? They're married. You'll just compare our marriage to what goes on with them. I found myself walking on eggshells and ice that was too thin. I fell into depression, drowned in sorrow, choked on my aggression. I know what it feels like to have your story almost make it on the first 48. I snapped, came back before it was too late. So now I'm a survivor, not a victim. No longer scared to trust myself with how I picked them, because I know for a fact there's some battles I'll never fight again. I'm different from how I was back then. And that's the afterword to my book, which is Equals Greatness, which I also drop in the chat, but in honor of all the survivors. And this piece, there's been so much cancer around me. My grandfather, who raised me, died at 49 of stomach cancer. And then my father, he had prostate cancer. And working with survivors, we've served almost 600 to date. And next year will be our 4th annual Survivors Ball. So we have a 2-day event that's for all types of survivors to come together. It's totally free for the public. But I really, those who suffer from cancer are always on my heart too. So this is one sister's story. She remembers. The doctor spoke those words, then his voice went mute. Shock held her tears back. Fear silently attacked. Ovarian cancer, her heart ached. Devastation tried to murder her faith. Her life's plans laid in waste. While other girls were planning their careers, she was getting painful pap smears. They were having funny gender reveals. She was praying to keep down all of her meals. She found acceptance, not to get angry and think life's unfair. To be honest, she's already been there. She found peace by learning not to compare, to look at the good, focus all her attentions there. She doesn't even understand her own strength. How can her hair come out and grace come in? How can she forgive those for their absence in this journey, yet still call them friends? Understanding they weren't ready for what was given to her overnight. When God gave her resilience and fight, they ran and took flight. She understands that sometimes this path is too narrow to allow the steps of anyone else. What better way for God to keep the glory all to himself? She learned that joy comes in the morning light. She became another witness, a survivor who could proudly wear the ribbon, share her story, and speak of her fight. So that's our sister's story. Thank you, thank you. And I just have a couple more that are this. Thank you. This piece, I am a peer recovery supporter and a mental health first aid responder. And during the week that I spent in training, especially for the peer recovery supporter, I forget the name of this poem, type of poetry. It begins with a P, I think, where you take everyone else's words and you combine it into one particular poem. So that's what you know what it is, Dan?
I think you might be talking about an exquisite corpse or no?
Oh, what is it called? An exquisite
corpse, but I don't think it's like where you have someone writes two lines and someone else writes a third, but you don't see the first line. But I think it's something else.
Oh, Barbara said it's a cento. Okay. I've been searching. Thank you, Barbara, because I've been searching for this. But that's what I did. I just absorbed everything around me. So these are not my words, but everyone there. And I did this because, especially as artists, we have to be aware, a lot of people are going through grief. They're going through loss. They're going through recovering from addiction. And we have to be able to serve them in the community. So this is recovery. I didn't care if I woke up. Feelings, I don't do feelings, but I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. You don't know how much I fight with I don't belong. We can fix things before they're broken, but it's a whole lot harder to fix them after it's broken. I fix everything else in my life, but why the hell can I fix this? There's one solution I'm unsure of that haunts me. I spent a lot of time nursing my daddy wounds. Toxic is toxic, whether you are family or not. When they can't pray it away anymore, they shamed me. What I am around, I do. So I shamed myself too. It was not worth living to be in that kind of pain. It was horrible, but it was beautiful. The hardest, best decision. They said, how can I benefit if I don't see all of your light? Can I shine a light deep in the shade? I can be vulnerable without shame. Empowerment and community means I'm not alone, but don't keep letting people back into today who will take you back to yesterday. I was a hopeless dope fiend. Now I'm a dopeless hope fiend. I'm not dead. I have risen like the mythical phoenix, but you are not mythical. I'm looking at you. The strength of the spirit, the comfort of the mind, the boldness to smile. I did it. That is recovery. Thank you. And my ending piece is for Tommy because it made me think of your little bird piece. Because there is an anonymous quote I found that said, a bird sitting on a tree is never afraid of the branch breaking because her trust is not on the branch, but on its wings, and always believe in yourself. So this is fly high. I'm not afraid to fly high. I took a chance, clawed my way out on the branches with nothing more than my wings as a parachute. I avoided the urge to glance down. I overcame my fear of falling to the ground. I closed my eyes, let my heart be my guide until my trembling wings learned how to glide. I'm not afraid to fly high. The nest was only to protect me from danger, but ever since birth, height has never been a stranger. A smart mother bird doesn't put her nest in a bush. It's always in a tree. Up high is where I'm destined to be. Some birds fly from the branches. Some are on the ground, thrusting their legs up, taking that leap of faith. Strong muscles help flap their wings, cut through the clouds as they pick up the pace. I fly as fast as a peregrine falcon, free falling, but never falling on my face. If I couldn't fly, I'd be an ostrich that will win every race. When life makes me feel like I'm drowning, I swim like a penguin, braving the sea until I find the shore. Pressure only lifts me higher. Even my lung capacity gives me the ability to soar. I'm not afraid to fly high. I will always have my wings. I'll stay focused, never lose sight. I will move in formation like a black cloud or kite. I will fly like an eagle until I reach new heights. I'm not afraid to fly high. Even if I was as small as a hummingbird that moves its wings so fast you can't see, I'll always be confident, never second guessing my ability. So what has life's lesson taught us? At an accelerated degree, the perseverance and endurance are truly the key. If you are wondering how to rise above the turbulence, look at me. I'm not afraid to fly high. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You got 6 minutes, Mo. You've got 6 more minutes.
You have 6 minutes? Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was going to tell you, but David's our timer. He knows.
Oh, good. Thank you. Well, I'll do another song and piece. This one is a testament to never throw anything away, because I was going to throw this poem in the garbage. It was really just a conversation to myself. And I was like, this is not good. This isn't good. And it ended up being my most shared piece. And it's called Maybe. And I wish my mother was up. And there is a time difference. It's 11:41 here. So but I want to sing a little bit of this song that my mother normally sings before my piece. And it's called Speak Over Yourself. Sometimes you have to encourage yourself. Sometimes you have to speak victory during your test. And no matter how you feel, speak a word and be healed. Speak over yourself. Encourage yourself in the Lord. Oh. Maybe I'm just too plus size. No, maybe my dream is too big and my vision is too wide. So what? There's not enough space in between these thighs. There's wisdom and knowledge gained with things seen with these eyes. Maybe I'm just too dark skinned. Is this too much melanin? Does my shine offend? Oh, but wait, my shine only offends those who are dark within. I won't apologize for not being able to turn it off. I've been burned. I've had my fire extinguished. I've paid the cost to shine. I've paid the cost to speak my mind. I have opinions and good suggestions that are powerful, like an arsenal of weapons. I'm a leader who knows how to follow directions. And if I'm really led, I can allow him to be the head. My value does not diminish. My trust does not fade. And I know they say that beauty fades, but when I look into the mirror, I see an endless beauty. And I can finally say, that's me. That's the definition of empowering. Learning to love what others hate, realizing what they can't see, and accepting the beauty on the inside and the outside of me. Thank you. Thank you. So that is
beautiful. Folks, unmute. Let her hear. Let her know. Please.
Yeah, beautiful. More
Thank you
poetry.
so much.
Awesome. Beautiful. Thank you.
I appreciate you so much. It has been
Wow.
awesome, awesome, awesome. I just appreciate you all. I value your words and your time. And just to make it there already where I have not been is amazing.